Before we dive into the landfill of weirdness this week, the website is back, baby.
You mean the glorious return of GildedTrash.com?
Exactly. The digital dumpster fire has been rebuilt and it is live. You can find all of our socials, binge our YouTube, and send us messages. Yes, even your weird uncle's ghost story. And of course, links to our merch.
Which means if you've been dying to wear our logo on your chest, like some of you have, I know, drink coffee out of one of our mugs, use one of our beer koozies, or class up your desk with a Stay Trashy sticker, now's your chance.
Yep, and the best part, no more is the site down again. It's up, it's working, and it is your one-stop shop for all things trashy.
So that is GildedTrash.com. Go check it out before the squonk cries another river.
Lanterns flicker, thunder rolls, Scott and Crystal on patrol. Back roads twist, the moon hangs low. Sasquatch tracks where the rivers flow.
Hey, welcome
We're
back.
live. Gotta love it.
Live down in Moxham.
Down the hood.
Down the hood.
I've been looking outside, making sure no one takes any of my anything from my car.
Well, that's why I like that you park right in front of the big window.
Yeah,
Because then you can we got an eye on it.
yeah. I'm worried about them tires.
All right, guys. So welcome back to another episode of Gilded Trash Podcast. Today in the studio,
Special guest.
man amongst men around town, local legend, one Mr.
Frank George. What's up, buddy?
Man, if you can see me, I'm blushing a little bit with all those nice things. No, I'm so happy to be here. Excited about what we're getting ready to talk about and looking forward to some real big things getting ready to come up.
Yeah.
So Frank and I have been, of course, a part of many shows together, and we work together, and we have a nice little comedy partnership going, and we got lots of big dreams in the future.
Yes.
Lots of things coming, lots of things in the pipeline, lots of things in the works. We've talked about some of it.
Yeah.
And but of course, stay tuned because we'll definitely be having some upcoming announcements because we got some things, we got some pieces coming together.
Yeah.
Yeah, this puzzle is it's a puzzle.
We got the edge done. Now we're just filling in the middle.
And you know how hard it is to fill in the middle sometimes, right?
The stars are aligning though, guys, and I love it. So we don't have a lot coming up this next couple weeks in comedy. However, it is spring and folks are starting to get their boats ready to go out in the lake. So there may or may not be some people out in Racetown this week while you do an open mic.
Oh yeah, I'm going out there Friday, and I'm going out to Racetown Friday.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
It's at this, I forget what it's called, like what's it called? The Racetown Country Inn and Lodge or something like that. Somewhere in that area.
I may be available for that. I'll have to speak to the missus and find out if we're able to do that.
But yeah, there's a guy out in
like the State College Huntington.
Well, he's in like the Huntington area. His name's Kevin Quinn, but he does music. He's a music guy.
Okay.
So he does several mixed mics like in the Huntington area. But this dude is so awesome. He also has a traveling oddities museum.
Really?
Where he's got like all kinds of like old crazy things, and like he travels around. Like I'm just gonna say that he's got like the foot of a Civil War soldier. I don't know if he does, but that's the kind of shit that he has.
Three-headed snake.
It's an oddities museum. But yeah, so we'll be hanging out with him. And then we also have one of our good friends passed away a couple months ago, Donovan, and they're doing a memorial for him. Shout out to Donovan.
Shout out.
Yeah, he was a good dude. Real good dude. One of my really good friends. We have some friends so of course I'm originally from like around Gettysburg. I'm not from Gettysburg.
I thought he was going to say around the ghetto. Gettysburg.
That's us, brother.
Right around the ghetto.
No, that's you guys. But yeah, no. So I grew up around the Gettysburg area. Well, anyway, she had some friends in Gettysburg, and we have friends in Gettysburg. And these were he was one of our really good friends from out there. One of her best friends. It was her husband, boyfriend, whatever you want to call it.
Longtime partner.
Yeah, longtime partner.
Gotcha.
And he was real cool. He was from Jamaica, and me and him would constantly just cut up the entire time that we were around each other.
Yeah.
He was such a funny guy. And
he made some funny observations. He was a quick one.
oh yeah,
Right.
very quick with him.
And I'm very glad to say that you got to see Scott perform before he passed away.
Yeah,
Very
they
cool.
came out to. We did a show down that way, and they all got to come out and see me. So, and he already had cancer at that point, so
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
kind of
Oh, that's cool
you
that
know
you
what I
got a
mean?
chance to
Definitely.
see you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and they really enjoyed. That was a great night than when we did that. So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, we're going out to do that this weekend. So
Yeah.
Well, you never know. I may join you. You know, like I said, I'll talk to the missus and see, because that would be fun. Because I know we've been talking about doing some, open mics in Pittsburgh and stuff
oh yeah.
to keep us sharp.
Well, yeah, and dude, the open mics, a lot of these, you need to come to me with some of these up in State College, Altoona.
Yeah.
There's so many good ones that, and the way that I look at it is, if you're going to drive to Pittsburgh, it's the same distance to go to Altoona or State College.
Right,
Really,
right,
I mean,
right.
it's a little bit. You know what I mean? Altoona is a little bit closer, but State College is basically like the same difference.
Exactly.
So it's like
It's an easier drive, actually.
it's an easier drive because you don't have to deal with the traffic.
Right.
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 And not only that, but the venue, like,
You don't have to worry about parking at most of these places.
right.
either.
You don't have
Yeah.
to deal with the city or any. You know how it is going to a mic in Pittsburgh. Some of these places, especially the ones like in the South Side and stuff,
Yeah.
you spend a half hour looking for a parking spot. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no
just,
shit. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, and the venues are really cool. There's one that you should go. It's in State College. It's called the Speakeasy,
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah. No,
And-
that's in
Bellefonte,
Bellefonte.
which
yes.
is that's right.
Yeah.
State
Right.
College.
Right.
But it's at this place. It's called Gamble Mill, right? Which is like this big old mill that has there's like a restaurant in there, like this venue. There's like a bar, and then there's like this thing that they call the Speakeasy. And when you walk in, she'll show you the videos later. There's this giant picture on the wall. We didn't even know. We're like, how do you get in there? And they pull it back like a big door.
Oh,
And you walk
really?
in.
Very
It looks,
cool.
it's an antique picture of like a flapper girl, like a vintage woman, like Marilyn Monroe-ish or whatever. It's gorgeous. But yeah, so that's a really fun mic.
And it gets a good crowd, but it's all couches in there. There's like a big old fireplace.
Really?
Like
It's
it's
very
all
cool.
wood and stone.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's very cool.
So it's like 1930-ish.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all like leather seats.
Like
and
all
couches
mobbed
and
up.
stuff.
You got the
Yeah.
that's very
It's
cool.
very cool.
It has a
And
great vibe. Oh my gosh, it's such a great vibe. And the crowd just gets really into it because they're close to you. They're sitting down. They're not sitting up on bar stools.
right. You're just talking to them in the middle of this room. So
It's just
almost
like we're talking right now.
Yeah.
right. And so it's like you really interact with them because they're comfortable. I always say this, and I don't know if you agree. Let me know if you do. Comedy depends on a lot of things. Like you don't just have to be funny. There's a lot of other things that have to go right.
Yeah.
And one of those is how comfortable are the people in the audience? If
I
they're not
agree.
comfortable, they're not going to be laughing.
No.
You know what I mean? So if they're in
They're
like,
worried
real
about
tight,
everything else.
uncomfortable
Yeah.
This, they're nice. They're sitting in couches and they laugh because they're relaxed.
Yes. And they have drinks coming.
Well, that's it. That always
They have a
helps.
good
Which
drink
is
menu
always-
out there too. They have like all the really good. They have a really good old fashioned. So
Their
yeah.
bar's really cool too. It's all
Yeah.
old brick and like wood. It's
Very cool.
It's very
pretty.
neat.
It's a whole vibe. It's
Yeah,
a
the place is
whole
awesome.
vibe.
It's beautiful.
Well, we'll definitely have to do that.
Yeah. They just did the one for this month, but next it's the third Thursday of every month.
The third Thursday.
Yeah.
Hosted
Every
by one of our favorite comics out there, Tracksuit Scott Davidson.
So I don't know if you know this, but there's so many comedians named Scott in Altoona.
Is that why we
State
changed
College.
your name?
That's why I ran with it
Because you ran with it.
Scoot works better.
Scoot.
You know what's funny is so we work.
Heather, that was Heather's penmanship, by the way. That was Heather's penmanship.
Thank you, Heather. It actually worked in Scott's favor.
So at my work, we work with people. Well, there's one group of people that's like based in the U.S., and then there's another team that I work with that's based in the Philippines. And we don't have as much, we don't talk or interact with them as much, but I do because of my position. I have a little more contact with them. And so I messaged one of them today about doing something, and he messaged me back. He said, "Hey, Scoot." Now, he didn't know about that. But it was still funny because I was like, that's my name now.
That's my name now, Scoot, man. Yeah, I think that he's gonna do some comedy, and then after that, he's gonna go. So what happened in Johnstown today? And start writing, Scoot, ready for the daily news.
And I said, I love it too now because now when I go to the bar, people are like, "Hey, Scoot, hey, Scoot." It's everybody. I ran into somebody at Walmart. And they were like, "Hey, Scoot."
That's cool, bro.
I mean,
yeah, Heather, way to go.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, you can say hi.
Hi, Heather.
Hey, what up? You're welcome.
She's going to be another
I will accept my royalty check. It's fine. It's fine.
She's going to be part of our management team as we grow this comedy empire together, I think.
Very, very, very excited about this. I will let you guys know that when you asked me to come and do the podcast, I couldn't be more excited.
Absolutely. You're, like we said, you're a Johnstown legend.
I appreciate it.
One of the first people. So when obviously, I'm not from here. We've lived here for 4.5 years now. When we first started coming up here, now we used to come to visit because she's from here.
Right.
So we would go out here or there, but it's not like I really got to know anybody or anything like that. Occasionally, because I wouldn't remember from one visit to the next,
right?
6 months in between or something. I don't know this guy, unless it was like her family or something. But I always loved going into Ohio Street. I was like, I love the feel of this place.
Right, right.
And then when we first started coming up here, when we first moved up here and we started, going out into the neighborhood, I remember this. I kept hearing him talking. I'm like, who is this guy? But I was like, he's got an all-time voice.
Yeah, I've been told.
No, but you're one of the first people that I remember, like, standing out and being like, who is this? Because everybody knew him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody, when you're at a place, everybody that's walking in, hey, Frank, how you doing, bud? You know what I mean? You're that kind of guy.
I appreciate that.
And, but no, you're all time, man. But yeah, of course we wanted to have you on here.
But I think one of your earliest favorite memories before you really got to know Frank was you and I were at Ohio Street. We were playing the machines.
You were playing the machine. Do you remember when you pranked Mike as his son asking for money? And Mike was pissed.
Oh, he was
pissed
off.
He was hot.
He was pissed.
Meanwhile,
oh yeah, God rest your soul, Mike. But I had you that fucking. I had him hook, line, and sinker. He was
just
pissed.
Over at the end of the bar, dying laughing, and I'm just cracking up.
That was fantastic.
That's good stuff.
So, and I knew of you from around town, right? Like we've run in similar circles, but again, there's a little bit of an age gap. You know a lot of the same guys I do, but I was still too young before I left town to really like hang with those guys.
Right.
Because I left when I was like 17, but my dad knows you, right? So, and my dad absolutely loves you. You're like his other son. You are one of his other sons. And my dad's a hard man to get to know and love sometimes, but if he loves one of the guys around town, you can't say shit. So Frank's his boy. You can't say shit about Frank.
Can't. Yeah. And guess what? I'm standing right behind him and talking shit. That's what he likes about it. Yeah.
And the other reason that we wanted to have you, and I think the biggest reason, is because as we've gotten to know you, one of the things that I've always been fascinated with is like, as an outsider, I love Johnstown. I think the people here are great. There is some things that are, every town's got its issues. I say this all the time. But it's a great place because the people here have a lot of heart. They got a lot of character.
There's a lot of character and a lot of characters. There are a lot of characters, too.
That's exactly right. That's for sure.
Which makes it cool because you say, well, this cat, and then you start talking about it, you go, oh, yeah, I know that dude. Yeah.
Exactly. And one of the things that I've become fascinated with is like sort of the history of the place. You know what I mean? And I love hearing stories about how it used to be. Because I that's one of the things that I can view like through in my mind is like this lens of like the glory days. Do you know what I mean?
You talk about glory days. You talk about when my dad had a bar in the 70s, the By George, and it was called, they would say By George by 2. So at 2 o'clock, awesome. They'd knock and my dad would let them in. And, 5 o'clock as you're closing the bar, the cops are driving by and they're driving you home. You're not getting DUIs back in the set. They drove you home. Right. And they knew everybody. Right. Everybody knew everybody. And now it's different, but you still have those same core of people that have the same values. Right. That you have, and that's what makes Jingletown jingle. I call it Jingletown. I don't call it Johnstown. I call it Jingletown. Yeah, it's Jingletown to me.
Do you guys mind if I play this thing?
No.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. Like, now as you were growing up and your dad owns this bar, are you there?
I was there.
Did you like grow up in?
I grew up right in the bar. I grew up so much in the bar that when my dad had the bar and divorced my mom, he lived up on the 3rd floor.
Okay.
Of the bar, and he had a black German Shepherd that was in like the hallway, so no one would ever go to his apartment. Yeah, his name was Spartus. Yeah, big black German. Oh hell yeah! So what I would do is I since I grew up in a bar, I kind of knew how to play the game a little bit, even as a younger child. Sure. So when I would stay at my dad's, I would wait till 12:30, 1 o'clock. I knew the guys were all drunk, and they were all my uncle. Right. Because being a Dago, everybody's your uncle. Right. So I would get my tooth. They'd be loose, and I'd pull them son of a bitches. Like, if it was just a little bit loose, I would wiggle it until I popped it off, and then I would go down the steps 1 in the morning, and I'd go over to each one of my uncles and say, hey, I lost my tooth. Did a tooth fairy come to your house? And they were so drunk, man. This is 1976. I'm 9 years old, and I got $250 in my pocket. Oh, my God. Yeah, it was good living back then. Hell yeah, I was making more than some of the guys that were in the steel mill.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and that's something about growing up around here, too, is that we all could walk into the bar if our parents were around, right?
Yes.
We could walk into any bar in town. So me, growing up, I would do the same shit. I would know when my dad was getting paid. I would walk into the bar after I knew he had enough beer, and I'd be like, me and my friends are going to the dance tonight. Meanwhile, not only did I get a 20, all my friends got a 20. And then you remember the mailman? The mailman was passing out money, and all the guys down the bar were like, oh, you guys are going to the dance. Have a good time. Get some pizza afterwards.
Yeah, you come back, you have money for 3 weeks. I bought a bike.
Well, I guess so.
I bought my own bike at 9 years old. I pointed to it and I said, that's the bike I wanted. And they said, well, that's $45. And I looked and I said, yeah. And they said, well, it's $55 if we put it together for you. And I licked my thumb and said, I want that one already written. Man, I wrote it right in the elevator. Wrote it in the elevator, out the door. No, I was in pen traffic. Yeah, you left out on the 2nd floor. I took it right out the window. Whoop, right on through.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
And so him having that bar, so the By George, if you guys aren't listening from the Johnstown area, we have a huge stadium downtown Johnstown where we have AAA games.
Was the stadium there then?
Oh,
The stadium was there, but he was on the corner of Main and Market, the first bar, the first By George. So it was right across from City Hall. And then he left there in 82. And in 1983, he bought the place right across from the Point Stadium, which is the stadium that you're talking about.
Right.
And
let me ask you this. So how long did your dad own the bar in total?
So in total, he had the first bar was called the Golden Key, and he was the manager of the Golden Key. That was in the late 1950s into the 60s.
Now, where was that at?
That was where the old Szechuan restaurant was down on Main Street in Johnstown.
Across from the dispensary there and up a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so he would have jazz bands. You wore a shirt and tie when you walked in. The bartenders lit the ladies' cigarettes. Like, I grew up, and drinking Shirley Temples and, that kind of stuff.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but,
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
All right, guys, quick break from the chaos because we need you, yes, you, to send us your weird.
Your cryptid sightings, your UFO encounters, your I swear this house is haunted moments, we want them all.
And don't just yell them into the void. Go to guildoftrash.com, click the contact link, and tell us everything.
This is your chance to make us pack up a car, drive 6 hours to the town that you live in or grew up in, and wander around in the dark while I question my life choices.
True story. If you've got a skunk in your backyard, a ghost in your attic, or just saw something in the woods that you can't explain.
We'll bring the cameras, the coffee, the bug spray, all of it.
The jerky.
The jerky.
Exactly, but we can't come to you if we don't know about it.
Downtown was like a busy place.
Oh,
it
my
was
God,
totally a different world.
It's different than it is now, believe me.
Right.
Well, one of the things that I always told Scott about, and I know that
I want you to make sure you come over and say hi, what's up?
make your podcast debut.
Yeah.
Podcast debut, big dog.
So we're talking about old-fashioned bargain days. Back in the day, like in the 80s, the early 80s, my mom was like the PTA lady. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so she had a clutch of ladies in Moxham. We all went to Cypress Avenue School, and they all would get together and make gobs, make pigs in a blanket. That's how I learned how to make those pigs. They would do that every year for old fashioned bargain days. They had little stands and sold their little goods down.
It was a special time. Yeah, it really was. It was you knew everybody in town, which was really cool. When my dad took over the By George after the Golden Key, it was a real rough place. So he put By George bylaws. And men couldn't wear a hat when they sat down at the bar. Guys weren't allowed to wear tank tops. You weren't allowed to swear if there were women in the bar. So there's all these By George bylaws he had to clean the place up.
Yeah.
So at that time, Willie Stargell was in business with Mr. Salem, and they had a car dealership in northern Cambria.
Okay.
So they walked into the By George, and you had to go down the steps of the old By George. You had to go down the steps to go to the bathroom, and Mr. Salem waved to my dad and said, I'm running to the Bacazza, which is a bathroom in Italian. Running to the Bacazza. So as he goes to Bacazza, here comes big Willie Stargell. And he has a big straw hat on. And my dad says, hey, Willie, nice to meet you. How are you? I'm Frank George. I'm the owner. And Willie says, I'd like to have, whatever he wanted, CC and water or whatever. And my dad says, that's fine, but you have to take your hat off. And, this is Willie Stargell. My dad don't give a shit who it is. And Willie Stargell said, I'm not taking my hat off. It's part of my attire. And my dad said, well, you and your attire can get the fuck out of my bar, because I have guys that work in the steel mill that come here every day and spend money, and they take their hat off. What makes you any different? You don't put your pants on any different than I do. Get the fuck out. he kicked Willie Stargell. Mr. Sailor came up and said, "Where's Willie?" My dad said, "He's sitting out on it. You don't want to take his hat off. He can kiss my ass. All these other guys take their hats off."
That
kicked Willie,
incredible.
Captain Will on the hill. God rest Willie's soul. And my dad's. They're up there probably. My dad probably still told him to take his hat off. In heaven. Told him in heaven, take your hat off there, Big Will.
So when they filmed Slapshot, was that any of that involved with your dad and Donovan?
No. Well, I mean the parade and whatnot, but he had some friends that were in it, of course.
Sure.
And then with All the Right Moves, he was over at the new bar when All the Right Moves came in. I got to meet Coach.
Craig D. Nelson.
Yeah, who was a super
he's
cool
my favorite
dude
person from the movie.
He was a super cool guy, man. He sat at my dad's. He gave me a Letterman jacket, an All Right Moves Letterman jacket, which someone stole when I was in college. Someone broke in and stole.
Man.
Yeah, which sucked. Yeah. Tom Cruise was an ass.
Yeah,
I believe
I've heard that from a lot of people.
He was an
Even
ass.
back then.
But I've heard that from a lot of people who had the chance to meet him when he was in town that he was an ass. However, I heard that Leah Thompson was a total sweetheart.
I didn't know that. I would have liked to have known.
Did you know? Do you remember Steve Keith? He went to Ferndale.
Steve Keith, was he in the? He was in the movie.
No, he wasn't in the movie, but he went to Ferndale, and they put Leah over at Ferndale and didn't tell anybody who she was. But people caught on.
Okay, yeah.
He was hitting on her before he knew that she was famous or whatever. So that's his claim to fame, is that he was hitting on the new girl and then found out she was Leah Thompson.
Very
but Steve
cool.
Keith was a good-looking kid back then. He was.
Wonder if she dug him at all.
I don't know. I would love to find that out if I ever get a chance to interview her.
I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
I would like to know.
Be like, who'd you shack up with in Johnstown?
Yeah. Was you with the mom from what the hell was that movie that she was in? That she was the mom.
Back to
the Future. Yeah, Back to the Future.
But I don't know if you remember that. So they filmed the party scenes after the wedding on right where Grove Avenue starts to turn, where the little car wash is there.
Oh, yeah.
On that street. We lived on DuPont Street right there in one of those houses that crossed Grove, right? So we didn't know what was going on. I woke up to go to school one morning and there was trailers lined the whole way up the street. They were filming that party scene. Yeah.
Well, it's so crazy that the two movies that they film in Jingletown are both so depressed. Everybody wants out of the town.
Right.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Right.
You know what? They wanted to go to Florida for Slapshot. They wanted to get out of town. Tom Cruise, he wanted to get out of town. Everybody wants to get out of Jingletown. And you love it. What the
I
F
love
is
it,
wrong
dude.
with you? Look, I said the F word. I said the right. I said F and not fuck. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
No, we can swear on this podcast.
Okay,
We're not
that's
censored.
good.
But yeah, I grew up wanting to get out, and I did. When I was 17, I packed the bag. As soon as I graduated, it was 2 weeks after graduation, my girlfriend that lived down in Franklin County, she's like, come on, girl. She's like, you come live with me for the summer. And I did. And then I was already scheduled to go to Indiana, IUP.
Yeah.
So I was getting out of town, and then I got knocked up in that melee and was like, well.
And ever since we started coming here, I've been fascinated with it.
He loves it.
For whatever reason, it's and I grew up in
You
the
feel
country,
home?
dude. I grew up in the country, but I feel the same community.
It's the community.
It is. It's the people that you surround yourself with.
Right.
I mean, because there's nitwits everywhere.
Well, that's exactly right. That's what I say. Every place we've ever lived has had idiots doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
Right. And there's no more crime right here than there is if we would live in Baltimore, right?
Oh, my
Or
God.
Pittsburgh or wherever or any other major East Coast city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was as much crime in Waynesboro in certain areas when we lived out there.
I think we got spoiled because back in the day, there was one murder, and obviously I don't know the exact, but I think there was one murder in 10 years.
Right.
And we get one a week.
Right.
Which
now.
in Jingletown, we're we're not used to that kind of stuff.
Well, so much so that you've seen, I talk about Johnstown in my comedy.
Yes.
Everywhere that I go, people get it because they all look at Johnstown as like this bad place.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they all get the jokes.
They're all like, "What's it like? Oh, you live in Moxham?
People
How
people come up to me
brave."
and they're like, "Oh, yeah, exactly."
I have comedians while I'm sitting watching them go, Boone's Farm. Frank, you're from Johnstown. You know what that is. Like, yeah, the Mad Dog 2020. Yeah.
That's the beauty of Johnstown, though, is that we are hood and we're part inner city, but we're also country. We're Appalachia. We're really what Appalachia
We're
is.
Oh my town.
We're
all
Piedmont.
kind of
Feels
stuff.
like. It's like it has all those feels of all those different things. It's like half country, half Western Pennsylvania, Cold Town, half like city, half all these different
And your
things.
ethnicity is such a big part of everything that goes on.
Well, that's just it.
But it doesn't matter if you're full-blooded German, if you're full-blooded Italian, if you're full-blooded this, like everybody
But just be
gets
proud
it.
of the ones that made you who
Everybody
you are.
gets it.
Well, down like where I'm from, there's no like ethnic clubs. And then I come up here and I'm like Polish National Alliance. Isn't that what Hitler belonged to? You know what I mean? Like it's a different experience for me, but I love it. And I love learning about all that history and tradition. Like those are the things that like.
Have you seen the movie? It's a Christmas movie and it came out a couple of years ago. It's called Feast of Seven Fishes.
I have not.
It's set in West Virginia, Western Pennsylvania.
It's set in like, it's supposed to be like a West Virginia town, like I'm going to say like the Morgantown area.
Like Willing.
They talk very much about like the Steelers and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like that part of like West Virginia, but it's an Italian family. And what's the guy's? Is it Joe Pantaleone?
Joey Pants. Yeah, Joey
he's
Pants
in
is in it.
The one other guy that plays like gangsters in a bunch of movies, he's in it.
But
the movie is about family and connection.
But it speaks to Western Pennsylvania and how we all grew up because it ties back to, so they're Italian and they're doing Feast of Seven Fishes at Christmas time.
Yes.
And it's how the family's in and out all day and somebody's in charge of getting the liquor and somebody's in charge of making sure
Grandpa's frying the stuff and this person.
The cutlets, the chicken cutlets are being made.
It's almost like the Goodfellas scene, like where
he's cooking. Says, my brother's doing this. I'm watching.
But we
Hey, the funny thing is, Maria.
Sal.
Yeah, we started this Italian thing. You know, our second person, I call it, and I'm using quotations. So call me Sal. I call Heather Maria, and then we have Nikolai here. And what do we call Nikolai? Little Carmine. Hey, Carmine, come here for a minute.
Come say hi.
Forget about it. Yeah, forget about it.
Guys.
What's up?
That's Carmine. He got some Italian in him. Yep, absolutely.
But what's your real name?
Nikolai.
Nikolai. There you go. And what grade are you in? Third grade.
He just had his first Holy Communion. You know how big that is for people.
Wow.
And I don't know. Like, again, that's a huge thing. And I mean, I believe it's probably everywhere, I would guess.
Well, let me say, no, it's not. And I'm going to tell you why. Because down where I'm from, they don't even have Catholics.
Right.
Nobody's even Catholic.
Right. That's
because
there's not big pockets of Italians.
There's not big pockets of Italians.
Yeah, and you know, Heather's family being Italian and Calabrese. I'm Sicilian. I'm not Italian, so she doesn't really like me that much. yeah, but that's okay.
The biggest red flag is him being Sicilian.
Yeah, the big red flag. But it's crazy because it's a whole family
that's
thing.
The biggest red flag.
And
Come on, Heather.
Yeah. If that's the biggest red flag, I'm doing all right. Boy, I've been hiding them son of a bitches for a long time. Them red flags.
I'm not colorblind, but you might be.
Yes. But it is. It's a tradition that's, you know, it's very special. Like, it's a very special thing, and you know, even how he was dressed, and then the dinner after, and it's a big thing in Johnstown.
It is. Well, see, my youngest daughter, Dakota, she's half Italian, and her dad's family is very entrenched in all of that. Her dad, I still don't know what his real middle name is. It's either Michael or Anthony, one or the other. Because he has
everybody else the same name.
But I mean, they were like from the Baltimore diocese. Actually, Dakota's grandmother was a nun from the Baltimore diocese or the Pittsburgh diocese before.
Well, I was going to say they started in Pittsburgh.
They started in the Pittsburgh diocese, but Dakota's grandmother was a nun before she decided to leave and get married. So yeah, that's a very much a part of my youngest child's.
Very cool. Yeah, and it is. It's a big deal. I remember my mom when I had mine. She ended up telling me a couple of days later. She said, I had everybody over to the house, and I made sloppy joes. She said, and as I was doing the sloppy joes, I was getting rid of the grease, and it all fell into the soapy water. She said she didn't know what to do. All the people were coming. She said, so she just rinsed it off with, she just rinsed it off real good. And I said, no wonder I was blowing bubbles when I was eating sloppy joes. I burped and a big bubble came out. What the hell is going on here? Yeah.
So sloppy joes, I'm glad you brought that up because we talk about this a lot on our Pennsylvania episodes. We grew up calling it sloppy joes. They call it
steamers.
What do you call it?
Steamers.
Steamers.
Yeah.
And he's only from 2 hours east of here, bro. Like there's what they call foods over there. So when I first moved over that way, I was married when I was younger to somebody else. But when I first moved over there, I told them one night, I was like, oh, Easter's coming. I'm going to make pigs in the blanket and I'm going to need the whole day to get these rolled and wrapped up and everything. They were like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
They didn't know what pigs in a blanket were?
Well, they thought they were the hot dogs with the cheese and the crescent rolls.
What we did down in Texas.
Yeah. They thought
down in Texas.
They were like, how hard is it to roll hot dogs up in crescent rolls? And I was like, that's not a pig in the blanket. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a crescent roll hot dog.
Yeah, that's what I called them.
Yeah.
I called them the hot dog.
Pig in the blanket.
We never had a cabbage roll.
But then
we never halushki, none of that. We never ate none of that stuff. I didn't even know what any of that was. And then we came up here and I'd have everything we went to. I'd have 6 different versions of halushki.
Steamers.
That's what we had. Steamers.
Yeah.
That's what sloppy joes were. Steamers.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. And they're very
it's a big meal.
It's a big thing down there. They call them steamers. And that's like, you would never hear somebody say sloppy joe.
No.
Never.
No.
Unless they were from somewhere else.
So
that's crazy.
I know I had a couple other questions on my list for you.
But I say that all the time, though, that like, even though it's just 2 hours east of here, it's Johnstown is a completely different world.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh? When you think about it.
It is, because it's like, I think about things like, it amazes me how different it is. Just being that short drive. 2 hours is nothing.
It's nothing. It's a little over Pittsburgh.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And the difference between where I grew up and here is night and day.
That is crazy.
It is crazy. But it took me leaving and coming back and being able to appreciate it through his eyes and his lens that makes me love it so much more. Like when we bought the house here, I was shitting my pants. I was like, I'm not staying here.
And now look at the house. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And now like the house is what I want. The people around me are what I want.
You're right.
Like, I can make friends anywhere I go, and I have. I've done that time and time again.
We've made our,
We've lived in South Carolina, in Myrtle Beach, we made friends. We've lived, up closer to South Mountain, Pennsylvania, and made friends. In Hagerstown, we've lived all over and made friends. So
you guys are very easy to get along with, first of all. I mean, that is, absolutely.
But the people here, because now it's like, now that I'm in a place in life where I'm starting to think about giving back and who deserves being given back to. Those other places where I've made friends, like, yeah, I have good friends there, but I don't feel the pull to give back to those people.
Right. They were just,
this is my people.
Did you ever think about leaving?
I did leave. I left when I was in my early 20s. I went to Florida, and it's funny that it was, to me back then, it wasn't Johnstown, and I missed it, so I came back. I was only gone for 4 months, and I came back. And it's the people that you know I cared about, you know, and I missed that. You don't get that everywhere. Like, you know, I even, you know, tried to get into softball out in Florida with people, and it was cool, man. I go out and have a few drinks with them and stuff, but it wasn't my homies.
That's exactly right.
It wasn't my homies.
Last year at this time, we were going to move to Nashville, and there's reasons why we're not, that we can't talk about right now, but we're not moving to Nashville now. But point being is, when we got out there, like we got out there and we were going to look for houses, and he was doing comedy out there. And I was ready, man. Half of my hair and makeup shit was packed. Like, that's a whole room by itself. I was ready to go. But when we got out there and spent a couple days,
we both turned to each other once we got home, and we both loved it. It was great. We both turned to each other when we got home. It was like, I don't think this is...
No kidding. Yeah.
And it was like, because, just speaking about the comedy scene, because I've done comedy in a lot of different places, and I always want to come back here because it's like the access to like what we have going in this area and Altoona and Pittsburgh, the people that are in those scenes.
Well, it's the truth, and it's one of the reasons why I love giving back, you know, and doing it in comedy, because I feel like the Lord sent me here to make people smile. And that's the bottom line. And I love being around you know, these people in Johnstown, in Jingle. Like, you know what? They don't get all this. No. You know, and now that it's starting to come out a little bit, and they're, you know, people are starting to come out, and they're like, man, this is fantastic.
So, but like at work, and poor Scott experienced this today because he happened to ask me a work question.
Not only do we work together, but she's like really, where we work, we're talking of a team of, let's say, 150 people maybe total. She's like the best person and highest up just about out of everyone.
Right.
And she knows more about, like, don't let her fool you. She knows more about, like, what we do there than anyone.
Yeah.
And everybody knows she's a boss bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So it's like people, but then people also meet me and they're like, what's going on here?
Because he's so laid back and chill and nice.
Well, that's what makes you guys that's what makes you perfect. Yo, I got a Spitfire over here, man. I'll tell you
everybody needs balance.
That's a boss bitch right there. Yo, at 35,
everybody needs balance in their life. And we balance each other out. But I have a thing at work where I will give you 10 minutes to complain to me, whatever you want to bitch about. If it's personal, I give you more time. Like if you need to vent to me about personal, then you get a half hour on Friday. Tell me all about your personal life. But if it is work related and you want to bitch at me about work, you get 10 minutes to bitch at me about work. And then I'm going to say, okay, now what is your solution? What's your solution? So when people are bitching about there's nothing to do in Johnstown, you've got one of two solutions, my friends. You can either get the fuck up out of Johnstown, or you can figure out how to make things happen in Johnstown. I no longer want to leave, and I want my community to thrive. So how am I going to bring things in Johnstown for people to do?
Well, that's just it. Now we're doubling down. Now we're not leaving. You know
and that's the thing. And you know what? And that's the thing. You know what? You give up on Johnstown, or you don't give up on, you know, and it's funny that you say it like that. You know, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I ain't giving it. You know what? I might give up on some people that might not treat me right or whatever, but the bottom line is the people that care. That's the people that you know that come out to the shows. Those are the people that you love seeing. Those, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I can count on one hand the people, friends that I've made along the way, not here, that like if I needed something, they would have my back. I can't count on two hands the friends that I have here that I can count.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've only lived here 4 years.
well, I'm one.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. We talked about like loyalty, because like the things that are important. Things that are important to me. That's what I worry about when I think about a friend or whatever. That's what matters to me.
I'm with you 100%. It's all about loyalty,
right? And real loyalty, not
just fake alliances.
Yeah,
not
just we're talking about like, listen, man, don't talk about my man, or don't talk about that loyal that you're there for that person.
Loyalty is if somebody's talking about you in a room that you are not present and you have their back. And that is loyalty to me. That's why Scott and I get along well together, because there's certain things that people can say about me that I allow because I would say them about myself, but he's not going to let somebody talk shit about me, my character. If somebody said I was fat, he'd be like, that's right, she's got a big ass. If somebody said, you know, that's all allowable because that's not a hill worth dying on. But if somebody was talking about my fucking integrity, I know my man's got my back.
Right on.
I don't like people in my circle who question other people's integrity when they're not around. If you have question with somebody's integrity, say it to their face.
Come to me and tell me, and we can discuss it.
Right.
We can discuss it, and we may not agree.
Right.
But then we could agree to disagree.
Right.
But let it go at that. At least we both know where we stand.
And that's how my dad was. You know, that's why my dad likes you, and that's why you guys get along. My dad raised me to be that way. And I grew up in like a very dysfunctional family, but a fucking tight-knit. You don't talk shit on my sister or my brother. If you do, I'm punching you in the face.
And I don't care if you're right.
Right.
I don't even care if you're right.
I might be mad at them later for making me defend them while they're being an asshole.
Yeah, but I got
you. But I'm still going to get them.
And I think that, to go back to a greater point, though, I think people in Johnstown are more direct. So there's more of that here, which is why I think that I like it so much, is because the people are direct like that. It's not a lot of that. You know what I mean?
Right. Like we didn't grow up know it. Like a lot of towns like this, you hear about the sleazy businessman. We don't have a lot of snake oil salesmen around here because
people spot bullshit a mile away.
The men push them out. Like, no, you're not doing that in my community. Like
you can tell the clowns when you see them. That's right. And that's another good thing about Jingletown, because if you're a clown, you show your ass.
Right.
That's I'm trying to tell you, because everybody acts like they act. So what you see is what you get.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. What you see is what you get. If you're an ass, you're an ass.
Right. And people know, like, I'm not going to call anybody out by name because there's a couple characters around town that everybody knows. And they're like, oh, God, there's that person again.
Yes.
But they all like them because they're a Johnstown staple. Like, if they were gone, you'd be like, where the fuck is that person?
That's right.
Every town's got
Dio,
their
I'm just
idiots.
going to say his name. Shout out Dio. He doesn't listen, but he knows we talk. He knows we're talking about him. But we love him too. Like, if Dio is a community staple, like, you know what I mean? Like, he is a community staple. Is he irritating sometimes? Can he be a clown sometimes? Absolutely. But you can't say Johnstown sometimes.
It's like, this is the way that I look at it. This goes back to a book that I read about the mafia, where they're like, yeah, a lot of them are bad people, but they're our bad people.
Right.
And I look at that like as like the people like in town, like, yeah, we might have some of these like characters, but they're our characters.
My dad had a friend. You guys will laugh. Oh my God. So, and all I'll say is the guy, and his first name was Joe. And I don't want to say his last name.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But, he was an Italian guy, but he was completely bonkers. He was out of his mind. He refused to walk up and down Main Street. This is when my dad had the bar on the corner of Main and Market. He refused to walk on the street because if someone bumped into him, he would fight him.
Mm-hmm.
So he would go and climb under the man covers, right? The sewer covers, and walk to wherever he went underneath, and then just pop up, man, like a fucking yeah, man. He'd just pop right up, boom. He'd pop up like a jet. They go, hey, here's Joe. Joe go, hey, Frank, and my dad would go, yeah, can you go to the liquor store and get me this? He'd go, whoop, man, he'd pop and sit down, and he'd go down and pop up like one of them moles, man, that moley mole thing.
Yeah, whack-a-mole.
Yeah, whack-a-mole. Yeah, he'd just pop his shit up, and then he'd go get crazy, right? Crazy. True story. They'd all sit there, and they'd all be sitting outside of the bar, because there's a nice bench out there. Those guys would sit there, they'd have a few cocktails. Nobody pulled you over for that, or cops didn't say, get in the bar and have your drink. They're drinking cocktails. And it was like, man, you know what? I was blessed because it was how the movies portray. I got to do it firsthand.
That's what I love.
I saw it all.
That's what I love is you got to see those things that are in movies and stuff.
They were drinking and then fucking and the gambling. Like my dad would take me down the steps and he'd say,
was there illegal gambling? Like little poker games?
Oh, yeah.
Was
there was. I don't know what there was.
I mean,
there was a lot of,
a lot of like backroom.
And then he was closed on Sundays. So he had people there that they did the bets. And he lived on the third floor, and we would go down the steps. And he'd have meatballs and sausage down there for the guys.
I like that.
And he would say to me, you know, I'm 8, 9 years old. And he'd say, Frankie Paul, what don't we do when we go downstairs? And I go, cheer for anybody. Cheer for any team because they all had money on it. But then again, I'd bring them meatball sandwiches. So they're all my Uncle Fred, Uncle Rocky, you know, Uncle Lou, the whole 9 yards. I leave with a pocket full of money.
Yeah. Remember, I don't know if you knew or remember this, but do you remember when Scotty B's father-in-law, Chucky Virus, had
Yes.
He was running numbers out of his own house. He had his own lottery machine. A lottery machine just sitting in a house in Moxham.
Yeah,
every night.
Awesome.
All my aunts and uncles, because my grandparents lived on Russell Avenue, the next house over, right? And so every night at like 6:45, everybody get out of the pool or put their plate down and be like, "I'm heading over to Chucky's." Running over to Chucky's.
Gotta run over and play my number, man.
Yeah.
Gotta go and play your
blows
number.
my mind. It excites something to me, I guess, because of like growing up watching movies and stuff like where you see those things. To meet people and talk to people that really grew up that way and be in a place where people really grew up that way. I think for me, that's like what it is. It's like seeing those things.
It's something. Like it really was. And I sit and I laugh about it a lot because it really was exactly how they portray it.
They put it in the movies.
Yeah, they play it in the movies that way, and that's exactly how it was.
Let me ask you this. If you could bring back one thing that used to be in Johnstown and isn't anymore, like that you remember as like such a great memory, what would it be?
That seriously, the downtown would be crowded.
Yeah.
It was so cool when downtown was crowded. It was just a whole different vibe, man.
It's just hard for me to picture that. It's so.
I know. Think
so
about it, man.
wild.
It was crowded, man. And I mean, crowded for Jingletown.
To think that you guys had like department stores and stuff like that.
Man. Yeah, you got to see there were people like Crystal said, like they had twins that worked at Glosser Brothers that did the food in the cafeteria, and they were twin sisters. Everybody knew that the twin sisters were there. You got your meatloaf with mashed potatoes and corn, and man, there was nothing better.
They had a counter in there that you could sit and eat.
I
don't know why, but for some reason, I don't like tuna that well. But I wanted a tuna sandwich from the Glosser Brothers counter one day. And
Unreal.
I went and sat there and got it. I
Yep.
don't know why.
It was
It
unreal.
felt like I needed to do that in the moment to preserve it forever. Like I just have this, I'll always have this memory sitting at the counter and eating a tuna sandwich.
Food, though. Speaking of food, I got a couple questions that I always ask people.
Good. Go for it. I'm good with the food thing.
Okay. So I'm going to get pizza on a Friday night. Where am I going?
If I was you, I'd go to Sal's first.
That's where
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
correct answer.
That is
That's
the
the
correct
correct answer.
Yeah, I go to Sal's.
That's a correct answer because let me tell you, like I'm a pizza fanatic. And
Yeah.
I try pizza that
We were just in Jersey trying
all
pizza.
over the place. I try pizza all over the place. And in my hometown, there's this like angry Sicilian guy that runs a pizza shop.
I'm an angry Sicilian guy.
And it reminds me, because like if somebody talks shit on Facebook, they talk shit back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's
they
a
don't-
whole character.
and I say
love
every
it.
town needs a good Italian pizza guy that like isn't afraid to take no shit. The customer isn't always right. Like,
No, and Sal's family is from Messina, Sicily, the same as my great grandparents,
wow,
which is crazy. So when my uncle Chuck comes in town, he speaks fluent,
Okay.
Italian. And I'll take him up there, and
Yeah.
you would love it, man. They go back and forth, man. They just go to town.
I bet because every time I go in there, I love it. I talk about it all the time because they're all talking, you know, what I mean?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
doing their thing.
They always say to me, "Hey, Paisan." They always call me, "Hey, Paisan."
Yeah, that's the correct answer. Is Sal's. Okay, so let me ask you this: I'm always on the search also for the perfect sub. If you're going to get like an Italian hoagie, where are you going?
Clark's.
Okay.
See, he hasn't had Clark's yet.
Oh, Clark's is the best.
Okay.
He's had Tony's and
Clark's is the best.
Yeah, then. Yeah. Okay. Okay. No, I noted.
noted.
Noted. Clark's.
Shout out.
No
to
doubt.
If there
Clark's.
was one restaurant in Johnstown that you could bring back that's not here anymore, what would it be?
Ooh, surf and turf.
Yeah, hands down.
A lot of
Surf.
people say that.
Yeah,
A lot of
Surf
people
and
say
turf.
that.
yeah, surf and turf.
Now, where was that at?
Right behind Bilo. Right
Yeah,
there.
it's not there anymore. They tore it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey,
It was a great
Heather.
place.
One restaurant you'd like to bring back to Johnstown that's not here anymore.
Oh man, probably honestly for nostalgia purposes, a G-Man.
Oh,
The G-Man.
that's
I said
exactly-
surf and turf.
Surf and turf, yeah, but also the G-Man. G-Man was pretty
What did the G-Man have? Tell me about this.
Gingerbread Man.
Okay.
That's how Bayland 4 is now.
Oh.
Surf and turf is great, man. Surf and turf.
Surf and turf, though,
The
was-
restaurant was great, but the G-Man had the vibes.
The G-Man was the vibes. The matter of fact, you saw me sing up there when we first started dating. I
Surf
sang
and
with
turf
band
for
up there.
sure for the music and the food, but
Yeah, G-Man was the vibe. So, Nikolai, where's your favorite place to eat in Johnstown?
That is a hard question, but I gotta say Kabuki.
Oh,
I knew it. Yeah, he's good.
Wow.
Do you
Well,
love
you know-
sushi?
Yeah, I love sushi.
Gosh.
He
All
taught
right, we
me.
got to do a sushi date.
He taught me. It was probably about 4 months ago,
Yeah.
and I never had sushi, and I never wanted it.
Likewise.
Now I go twice a week.
Wow.
I go
I
twice a week,
told
and
you,
I lost
you
weight.
You just have to, you just have to get the right kind of sushi, right? And
Yeah,
yeah,
you got to get the right
it has to
kind.
be it has to be a good place to do it. First of all.
Well, Nico's is banging.
Well, yeah.
So you know, my brother used to be the sushi roller up at Nico's.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Did he
He's
really?
my white American brother is trained to roll good sushi.
There you go.
Trained by Dave's wife, though. I mean, Dave and his wife trained him, and Dave's
Yeah.
wife is pretty dang good. So
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't eaten there since they have been at that location. Maybe I have. I mean, Dave's been a part of
We've
not my
gone.
family, but
We've gone. We go. Almost twice a week now. I really like it.
I love sushi.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
never thought that I would. ever. But when it comes with the crab and the this and that,
Yeah, it's
I'm
gotta
like,
be certain times.
yeah,
absolutely.
I gotta look at the right one.
Yeah, I can't be doing certain things.
Yeah, I ain't doing all that other crazy.
She's gotten somewhere I'm like,
Yeah, Heather got ill before. It wasn't like I ate it, but
I tell you, we had Watami.
I don't know.
It's up there by where the corner coffee shop is.
Oh yeah.
They had one. It was the crispy eel like thing on the outside. That was amazing. It was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Actually, I think that it was salmon skin on the outside and eel on the inside.
I thought it was
good. It was really good. Oh my gosh. It was
I get the Four Corners. Here's what I do. She'll laugh at me because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Me either.
So what I do is I just go down and I go through the United States. I'll go Four Corners. Then I'll get the Boston roll. I got the Maryland roll. After the Maryland roll, there's a couple other chump. What's that?
There's a Philly.
There's a Philadelphia. And then I said, how about, do you guys have a Rhode Island one? They were like, there's no such thing as a Rhode Island one. Yeah, I figured it out.
He needs to come with us sometime down to Solomon's Island.
Oh.
You ever been to Southern Maryland?
No.
You guys should come down there sometime with us.
We need a vacation down there.
It is one of our favorite spots in the whole world. One of my really good friends lives down there, and it's just so it's like the western side of the Chesapeake Bay.
Okay.
So if you're at Ocean City looking across,
like
you're on it, right?
So it's like, but it's like it's like south of DC. You know what I mean? But it's still on the bay there. And like everybody's got boats and like, you know what I mean? Like
but they're like
everything's
our kind
on
of
the
people.
water. But
we
they're
know
very
how to detect
country.
the right people,
and they're very like they're just laid back, cool people. It's like it's so fun. But yeah, you guys should. And it's like they have like little bars like all in the water and stuff. Yeah,
very cool.
You would love it. I can see him and Jimbo right now.
Oh, for goodness sakes!
My
I don't
friend
think I want to get you guys. And Jimbo.
I'm in. We're in.
It would be so much fun. No, because like you can do so much down there, and then like the food. You know what I mean? Like the seafood,
the crab, the crab, and
the fresh soft shell crab, and
that's it. You can't get anything like
but
that
it's
around
not
here.
It's not touristy though, so
no, it's not like
busy. It gets busy.
There's
but
people
it's
that live
like,
there, but it's not like a touristy place where people go to spend the season. Or
as long as it's not Baltimore, I'm good.
Oh no, it's far from that.
Yeah, fuck them dirty birds. Yeah, I'm saying it. Them no good ravens. Yeah. I ain't
Speaking of those dirty birds, somebody else. Everybody's campaigning. I heard you and Taylor talking about it. I heard you and somebody else talking about it. Will Howard.
Oh yeah,
I'm all in.
I want the Steelers to start Will Howard.
I want him to start
because I think that kid's got it, and I'm going to tell you why.
He's a winner.
John Gruden, and a lot of other people have compared him to Josh Allen, and a lot of people have compared him to Ben because he's got the size, the mobility, and I just think John Gruden said he was the best quarterback in that whole draft class.
He's a winner, man.
He won a national championship.
Yeah, he's a
at
winner.
Ohio State. I think he has, and everything that he says is the right thing. You know what I mean? Like he says all the right things. I think they should give him a chance. Did you see Mike T's going to be on Sunday Night Football?
No,
he's going to be on Football Night in America with Tony Dungy and Dan Patrick and them guys.
I figured, Coach T. The standard is the standard.
He's a good on the mic. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. What do you want to leave us with? Some words of wisdom for Jingletown.
Words of wisdom for Jingletown. Yo, Jingletown. Stay fresh, stay clean, and don't act like a dick.
There you go.
That's the big three things. You know what? Just be nice.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
And stay tuned because we're going to have lots of events here in Jingletown.
Oh, I'm telling you guys, we have some shows that are getting ready to come up that are going to blow your mind. We have some major stars too, like Big time
names coming.
We've got some big things going on in Johnstown, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And,
thank you guys so much for having me
this
on.
was a great interview. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I had a lot of
We
fun.
are going to be doing so many more interviews this season too, but that's a wrap for today. So if nobody's told you guys today,
stay trashy.
Stay trashy.
Trashy.
Mic in hand, laughs hit the air. UFOs flash without a care. Gilded trash where the wild things roam. Comedy legends, we bring it home. Haunted highways, midnight stash. Riding shotgun, kicking ass. Whisper, swirl, mysteries in sight. Who knows where we end up tonight? The beer ice cold and the music's good. Some old dive bar out there in them woods. Gas station snacks, campfire glow. Every Rutter's employee already knows. Egg rolls and lemon heads, fried pickles galore. Can't ever leave without buying the Star. Gilded trash, where the wild things roam. Comedy legends, we bring it home. Haunted highways, midnight dash, riding shotgun, kicking ass. Hold tight now, it's a winding ride. Scott and Crystal, side by side. Barbecue joints, laughs that last. Hop on in, friends, this is Gilded Trash.